so much small correction.
Just start it. Every time I do bacon and start.
It's not. It's just.
Oh, like
it's
a
just,
timer. It gets
it's actually fucking useless. So whenever he says any temperature once or 6 minutes, after 6 minutes, it's not to be yet. That is actually accurate. That thing when that thing it's not. It's like I don't know what that is. You said like 450 is always 6 minutes, and it does this. I'm glad you baked salmon. That's I like baking a lot of these.
Oh yeah, I can't make salmon work without bacon. Because it like kind of flakes apart.
Yeah, you kind of just don't touch it. I just don't like it as much. Like, fancier. But it helps to like, helps to salt it.
Yeah, it seems to be how like restaurants do it. It's my favorite.
Yeah, but it's also easier just like, I guess it is. So easier to clean. And also it's like, it tastes pretty good. Like when I was on chemo, I gotta get a coffee. I'll be right back. Yeah. When I come back, I'm gonna talk to you about breakfast. Holy shit. Me and Leif never talked about breakfast. I'm sorry, the whole reason why okay, this is really just a continuity is stupid, but like the whole reason why me and Leif started the podcast was because we were talking about breakfast one time, and we had like strong opinions. It's just like us in a room, and for some reason we were like really getting into it. It was like, holy shit, this is fun. I was like, wait, I think like this could be the real Yaoi eats. Like, we had this funny idea like, a long time ago. Like, we're really eat crap, and we like kind of talk about it, so it's like really. We also went to but anyway, yeah, breakfast. We originally we were gonna start with like we were spoken about breakfast, and like, oh man, that just like completely slid away. We like moved on from that. That's really funny. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to talk to you about breakfast.
Talk to me about breakfast.
When I get back. I was going to go to the treadmill, but the thing is, breakfast. I don't have.
Yeah, she is like 4.
Son of a fuck.
That's what
Hey.
it is. Oh, what? Yeah.
Okay, but what about you? Ass has got coffee all over it.
Oh, shit.
Like literally like alright, so this cat as she's gotten older has become a bit like an old person in the sense that she just doesn't have the patience to like move on things and she'll just like push her body through things. Because she's like, well I used to wait. But I don't have to wait too much, so she just pushes her body through things. She's like literally just like Argh! So I rammed her body into my legs right now. He's like just heavy enough to like make me tilt. This is a anyway, but so because of the way the medication works, I had to take pills twice a day. It had to be 12 hours apart, and like, first of all, I think it's partly because the medication is insanely expensive. It's like so expensive. Like, the bottle of pills for like 2 weeks. The pills are like really expensive. So that's like so like it's $30 a pill. So anyway, I think it's because of that. So regardless, so you have to eat 2 of these a day, and you want them to be active like literally 100% of the time. That 100% effectiveness. So you separate it by if you separate it by 12 hours, they don't want you to separate by any more than like 2 hours in either direction. They want to make it so that like the drug is basically always active. Anyway, so this required.
Sorry, I just got this right.
That's okay. The drugs require me to eat, right? I had to take it with a meal. It was like a portion, apparently. So like.
Yeah. It's like because it might have gears or something.
I don't know. So I don't like breakfast. Okay, that's my breakfast. I hate breakfast. I've hated breakfast since I had enough of a brain to know I had like options in the morning. Like I've hated breakfast. I don't like breakfast.
Well, hold on. We're gonna talk about breakfast. What other options are there?
To not fucking eat.
Wait, what? Because when I wake up, it's like food is only what I know.
I don't eat food usually. I don't do that. I hate breakfast.
I'm a little jelly because like your metabolism or whatever, or your like ability not to feel hungry is like that of like a kid. So like when I was a kid, I didn't even eat breakfast. I started eating breakfast until I was like 24 or something.
What do you mean I don't feel hungry? I don't care about hunger. I feel it. Like, it's just not that strong. Like, it's very helpful to actually go a very long time without food. Like, it's not really hungry. It's more just like your stomach. It's like there's some kind of like motion that triggers response. But it's like so superficial. And like waking up in the morning, I guess I always just wanted to get moving. And there's nothing that would just like slow everything down more than just putting a bunch of food in my body. Putting a bunch of fucking bread in me. That was gonna slow me down more. Like you already, unless you're like, I mean, I'm pretty skinny and I can do it. So I imagine anyone can do it. Like I don't think I really usually that much to survive for like an extra 6 hours. But anyway, I'm sorry, this is a side tangent. A little bit. We can talk about that after, but I want to talk about breakfast. So I ate breakfast. Blake loves breakfast. So we're going to do two sides of the equation. But I, unfortunately, could not get the doctor to evaluate the plan. So I had to eat with these pills. And because of the 12-hour separation, it basically forced me to have to eat breakfast every day for like months. I really hate breakfast. It's really funny to say this because of like how many side effects are taking breakfast and really eating medicine. But like the breakfast was so annoying to me. And like I got used to it kind of at first, but then I hate it again. Like I just don't like it. But because I hate breakfast so much, it's like, I have to try to make this work for me. So I started making and eating breakfast from different cultures. It's like, maybe something works much better, and that'll feel better for me. Yeah. Which, yeah, there are better breakfasts, it turns out, for me. But like, it's not that it didn't work out. Like, it was so breakfasty. It's just like shades better,
I'm curious, what do they eat for breakfast?
Food. Yeah, so it's weird. There's some surprises. Specifically, the culture I looked at. Well, I guess this one. And no.
We eat egg.
Oh, you said we. I think you ate pancakes. Oh yeah, we.
That's just like one thing. I think of like breakfast in America. First thing comes to mind is pancakes.
Oh, okay.
That's probably hardly any of
Yeah, I think it's toasted eggs. Anyway, so so I tried Mexican, I tried Italian, tried British. No. I tried
British? Come on, you tried British any food? What the fuck is this?
Well, I just happen to have like the ingredients.
Everyone knows that the national food of Britain is actually just Indian food.
Anyway, I tried Indian. I tried Japanese. There's a lot of different. That's really it. There's a lot of different like types of breakfast some of these cultures eat, but like a lot of them have like a framework. Indian's a little bit mixed up. But that's also because like there's a lot of the same separate regions in India, kind of like in America. A little bit. So it's like there's different parts of India have different like breakfast foods and stuff. But I tried I tried all of them. The one that worked the most for me, I guess, is the Japanese one. So the Japanese one is one of the most like standard. Like, there's literally a very standard concept for Japanese breakfast. So I didn't do sometimes do the rice. I usually do. Sometimes I do. So it's like you have a soup. It's like miso, which is the most my most favorite thing. So I just have miso. Just like okay, that's like kind of I can work with that. It's like light. It's not too hard to make. Somehow it just feels better. Maybe because of all the water. I don't know. But you got miso. You got rice. You have a side dish or two. Like full Japanese breakfast. It's kind of like big, but you get like a couple side dishes. An example of side dish is like it's like steamed and marinated spinach, or a lot of it's like salad, seed salad. Japanese people do sometimes have like straight up like they do like Western style things, so they'll have like eggs sometimes.
Yeah.
Side, but like oftentimes they prepare like tomato, so they mix it with a little sugar, and like a little bit. They do it almost like Chinese do it, but the difference is they have a square and roll it. Like, but it's like the same seasoning as China, but they serve it differently.
That kind of reminds me of something.
And then they have a leftover. Or like a main dish, which is oftentimes like leftover from the previous night. But if it's not leftover from the previous night, the standard is like basically like a lightly marinated, if you want to, grilled fish. Like apparently a lot of Japanese people have this thing.
It's kind of like that.
Yeah, so
1:55 my time. My computer. So. Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Well, I'm going by my computer.
It kind of smells good. Anyway, a lot of Japanese people have this thing.
Sockeye does kind of cook fast because it's
They either do it in like basically a toaster, which is good.
I do not use it. And you use any salt either.
No.
What the fuck? I've never tried that before. I've never tried that before.
Yeah, I'm really boring with salmon.
I mean, is that is that what it looks like? I just never tried it. That's sockeye.
Usually it like the fat on the sockeye kind of like bubbles a little. That's the thing that's starting me off with why I like it so much. Like usually like on a sockeye, it like there's a layer of like that. Like you see it here, but usually it's like over everything. Maybe
You always just like
it's around the
it's
west.
always like cut off small pieces and just be like over. Just cut off small pieces. Like these guys are just like, that's what I would do. Anyway, so yeah, breakfast. But yeah, it's usually like if you don't have leftovers of any kind from last night, it's generally like a grilled fish. A lot of Japanese people have like they'll either do it in a toaster oven. It's like a toaster oven, basically. Which is how we actually did a sushi oven. Or they actually have like a decent stove. Like I've seen in so many videos, it's like literally the thing that goes out, and it's like a grill. It's like a grill thing. It has like grates, and it's like maybe and they just like it's like it's a grill. And it's like, huh. That looks nice. Yeah, that's like the Japanese style breakfast. But I actually made like the whole thing the first time. I'm like, oh my god. I literally looked at it. I'm like, this is the first thing I tried. I'm like, what is wrong with me? Like, I actually made a full Japanese breakfast for me. I'm just like, I'm like staring at everything. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with me at this point in my life? Like I made like 3 or 4 people's worth of food. Like, what am I doing?
Did you eat it all?
No! I ate like maybe half of it. Probably not. Maybe a third of it. Like, I ate all the fish because I was like, I'm not like salmon. But like, I ate the salmon like a little bit. So it was good. Yeah, like it was like my standard breakfast.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Because it's like, and also you can it's pretty flavorful. It's like a nice combination of like easy, flavorful, and other things without being like low quality or something.
Yeah, it's like pretty substantial, especially like because when you said like spinach, what did you say like some cooked spinach?
Yeah, like it's like marinated, like marinated steamed spinach.
Yeah, like when you get spinach like that, and it gets all like and you I guess when you cook it like in any way, and it comes like it gets like so dense, and it like is really filling.
Yeah.
For you. Pretty much, I could have spinach.
Yeah, which you probably should because I looked at one of the leaves and I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, it's not the same.
I mean, I love steamed spinach. It's like I ate so much steamed spinach. It's true in Seattle, I think somehow. I should have loved steamed spinach. Yeah, that's the Japanese one. The Indian one is like, my god. I mean, like, something on the Japanese one, even if it's like a lot of food, like, it somehow feels like, at least if you eat it, it's not gonna kill you. But, like, the Indian breakfast just fucks you right up. Like, the Indian breakfast is like, it's like dinner. It's like ridiculous. Indian breakfast, Except, like, I don't know. The one thing I do that's like not too filling, I guess, is like Indians have a lot of like bread, like um, concoctions that they eat with like sauce and curries and prepared entrees of like any kind. It's like there's always going to be some damn bloody thing on the table. And well, like oftentimes with breakfast, a very popular one is in the South. I mean, in the South, it's made entirely using rice flour, and like in the rest of India, it's usually made using like some combination of things. Maybe like a little chickpea flour, mostly like whole wheat. But you can actually just like make any of it like gluten free. Also, just tastes a little different. And I was surprised how easy it is to make. Like, you ever have those like giant circular like Indian crepe things? You basically, yeah. I mean, like some places, like because it looks kind of appealing.
I think the only Indian like bake pastry type thing I've ever had is samosas.
Okay. There's a lot of like Indians generally eat a lot of food, like curries. They a lot of times don't eat with rice. Like more often than not, they don't eat with rice. More often than not, they have like something called a paratha, or which is like a flaky bready thing. All of these things are fairly easy for you to do this with. Break off a piece, you know, hands, grab the veal. That's like very, and like the crepes. I mean, I call them crepes because they're fucking crepes. They're like flour and heat, and small amount of oil and water, and usually they do it on like a tawa, which is just like a very large, flat, circular pan that's pretty much just made for this purpose. It has like no height, and you just with the dough, the batter you made, spread it out circularly, which is why if you ever see it, it looks like it's a spiral. It's because of the way they do it. They decided to spiral it out. So it has this like psychedelic look, but it's just like the way it is. And it takes like a minute to cook. And you have it at high heat, and you just like fold it. It folds and rolls over itself. Like people, there's some Indian restaurant here, they make them like gigantic, like giant things, but they're like not that thick. So you just grab a piece. Anyway, but yeah, they oftentimes will eat that. That's like one breakfast is that with like a chutney. Chutneys are good, but yeah, that one's even like the chutneys are kind of filling when you have it with like a crepe. It's like pretty filling. The other one was like pulaus, which is like West Indian, and pulaus are like dinner. I just don't know what the fuck. Like that's the first thing I found. I'm like, what is this? I'm like, it's dinner. It's like a bunch of rice noodles with like, it's dinner. It's just like a bunch of rice noodles with vegetables and spices and like proteins. And it's like a huge amount of rice noodle. It's like a very, very filling thing. It's like, what the hell? People are waking up and eating this like minor feast. Like, why? But that was one thing I tried, and that was stupid. Also, it's like, I mean, that one, I don't know. It's like you're prepping all this work in the morning. It's like, if you're someone who's cooking at home, you must be spending all your time cooking, like, for real, if you're doing this. Yeah. That's their breakfast. I mean, a lot of people eat lunch, like, in, like, places where you eat, generally. Like, lunch isn't cooked quite as often in modern times. Sometimes people prepare like little breakfasts or like little lunch boxes, but a lot of times people eat out for lunch, so not as much of that. So I guess it's like it's a break. I don't know. I just felt like too much. And then but I tried that, and I think I tried some other Indian breakfast. Don't know what that one was. I like the chutney though. Chutney's pretty. It's not too hard to make. It's pretty tasty. Oh, Mexican breakfast can be like a lot of things, but I made chilaquiles. Do you know what that is? Chilaquiles.
Oh. No.
Okay, it's like a Mexican breakfast, and it's, I mean, kind of like the pulao. It's just really, it's a lot of food, but the thing is that it's like kind of like the Japanese breakfast. It's like it could be a lot of food, but it just doesn't feel as like heavy. It's just not as heavy, even though it's a lot of food. Maybe it's just because there's not a huge amount of carbs, but it's just not that heavy, and I really like that. It's like you have. It's not too hard to make, actually. You prepare like a standard Mexican red sauce. Um, so you do have to like grill up some veggies, but aside from that, you just like you put it together to make the red sauce, and then you have the red sauce, you pour it in a pan, then you make your own tortillas, and after you make your tortillas, you just throw them in the sauce like a fool, and then you stir the tortilla with the red sauce till it gets like moist, a little bit like liver. You want it to be like a little bit over wet, almost wet where the chips like bendy.
Oh yeah, sometimes yeah. It makes sense.
And then like people oftentimes add like Mexican cheese on top, like Oaxaca, and like sometimes it's served with beans. I didn't do that, but
yeah, it's critical.
But I did make pickled onion for that, which I don't want to. Also, Leif did not like. Leif hates onions. So. Leif hates onions.
What? God, Leif hates everything.
Leif is like really quirky.
Yeah.
In terms of his like, I mean, his family isn't like that, which is interesting.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. Totally.
Like his family, his mom is like a lot of her cooking comes from like this like Rude and Basque cooking, which is kind of like Barcelona. Basque is like
Really? He's Filipino, right?
Oh my god, the Philippines is like an ethnic. I don't want to say mess. It's more like an ethnic like, and like there's so many different cultures. Yeah, there's a lot of Spanish.
I guess I've always seen Basque as like a super insular like
yeah.
thing in Spain.
Yeah, well apparently they were along for the.
Really, I didn't know that Basque had like.
Yeah, she actually can kind of speak the language. I mean, she used to be able to speak it fluently, but she can't anymore. She also can't speak Filipino fluently, which amuses Leif for some reason. I don't know why.
She can't.
Well, she used to be able to, but like her friends her friends who only speak Filipino have trouble talking. It's like difficult. She kind of like forgot that language because I guess she like grew up in like I guess it was like a Spanish household, but in the Philippines. So it's like technically like a weird Basque thing. I don't know what the language is, but like technically that's like her first language, I guess. And then she learned Filipino talk a lot. Holy shit!
Yeah, he's the one that told me about Basque. I didn't know anything about Basque.
He's so weird looking. Okay.
I'm not gonna lie.
He's got that weird dark look.
Yeah,
it's kind of funny that
like.
it's kind of funny that Basque cooking is like also kind of like weirdly dark.
Yeah. Like you could have said he was any ethnicity other than like sure.
But yeah, like so like her that's really cool to know. But like her cooking is like very fiery and like flavorful and incorporates like ingredients from the Philippines. It's like mostly what she works with. So it's like her cooking is like really unique and like she always says Leif's cooking tastes like dirt. But
she says Leif's cooking tastes like dirt?
Yeah.
Oh,
she does not pull punches.
Yeah.
Leif's mom does not pull punches. But she means well though. She's like kind about it in a way. Because like she'll say something like that, but then she'll like talk to you pretty like kindly about cooking and things. Like she's more just like that's like her opinion. Like, but she's not like oh man, what are you doing? Like, she doesn't have like that mood about it. She's more just, but she's like, but she will be like, this is not good.
Yeah. That's fine.
Yeah, Leif is there's kind of weird things. Yeah. Actually, weirdly enough, Leif has something in common with. Do you know that there's like entire sect of Hinduism where they're so strict about their no, they're probably not popular anymore. They're so strict with their preservation of like life in some aspects that there's like a lot. They're vegetarians, but even like considerably more so. They actually fiercely exclude certain vegetables as being just as bad. Like for instance, root vegetables like garlics and onions.
Yeah, because they
Yeah, because it kills.
bugs
Yeah,
and
yeah,
anything.
because like it like fucking destroys bug cells. And
Yeah, that's like
So-
Jainism.
Yes, it's like
Is that-
Jainism. Yeah, I think so. I think it's actually like what it is.
Yeah.
I think it's actually
I
Jainism.
went on a bit of a Jainism dive like a couple months ago. I was just like looking into it.
And it's
And
like
just being blown away. Like they don't even some of the, like the crazy ones like don't even wear clothes. Which is
that's insane.
not ideal because most of them are like 70-year-old men, but like
Oh.
like they just walk around naked and like yeah. The only thing they have is like apparently like this like broom, so that way they can brush aside like any bugs in their walking path as they walk from, and they don't stand, they can't have attachments to anything, so they can't stay in one location for longer than like a couple days or something. And people just like feed them.
Huh.
Yeah, to be honest, some of the higher ups kind of look like they eat quite a bit. I'm just gonna put that out there.
I mean, they might.
Like they've got
Like the options.
like they're not skinny.
Well, yeah, I mean, well, of course they're not skinny. Aren't there options like just carbs? Like, aren't there options like entirely like carbs? They probably have to eat a lot of it to account for the fact that they might not be like very nutrient
Yeah,
sufficient.
could be. It could be.
I mean, like
A
honestly,
lot of people give them a lot of food, but
I noticed that a lot of people that are like, I don't know. There's like a lot of people that you think would be in like better shape somehow.
yeah, it's like
But then like they look like they're like fiercely unhealthy or something.
yeah, like if I saw this guy, I'd be like an American, I'd be like, hey, he just looks like an American.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
Like,
It's not. I mean, like I don't know what else you do. Like I feel like even when I was doing like vegetarian and like if I didn't have like a good food source around, I would just like eat like because I was also picky. But if I didn't have a good food source around, I'd just like eat whatever is like that I could eat, but I would eat like a lot of it, which led to me eating like a lot of like a limited pool of foods like pasta and stuff, and it was like I don't know. I had like weird aspects of being flabby. I don't have now, even though I didn't weigh like too much. But like I had some like weird places in my body where it was just like, what? It's like this is where like my fat starts to accumulate, I guess. But it was like thighs, like belly. Like I'm too skinny to see for people to see my belly, but like my belly is one of the first things that like pops out when I'm starting to eat. And like I had like a bit of a belly, but I like when I think about it, it's like I really didn't like relative to other people. I ate like not a lot, but I did eat a lot of like little, in a way. Like I probably ate more pasta than like most people for like a long time on the planet or something. Cause it was like practically all I ate. Like I would eat pasta and like some kind of red sauce or something.
what about like a pig or
Yeah, like there was a time when I didn't eat peanut butter, for instance, and like there was a time. So like if you cut peanut butter out of my diet, like realistically, like what you kind of just have like pasta. What I ate, you have like pasta and like maybe whatever I could find outside of the house
Oh,
that was
yeah.
like Del Taco.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, like Jeff ate pasta all the time. I ate pasta all the time. Jim has raw.
yeah.
Or potatoes in a pot.
But I don't know. Even like there's like little things though. Like for instance, Jeff ate like a lot of like things that weren't like that limited. Like he had a lot of different teas, and like I don't know. He ate like a lot of different things. Even though like he had like a limited diet, he ate like a lot of different things within it. But like I didn't really. And like honestly, one of the first strange feelings I had when going to college was just like, I don't like really. It's not like I can't cook, but like I just like do not cook. And like also on top of that, it's like I don't ever like care about eating, and like if I don't eat here, like I'm not gonna be. No one's gonna like try to get me to eat. And I was like, what do I eat? I never like asked that question. Like in a substantial way, like oh, I need to actually eat things, not just like this one day, you know? Like I need to be eating things for like many months at a time,
Yeah.
and it's like I don't know, cause in a way I was always like avoiding food. So like in college, it's like for the first time ever, like I was not avoiding food. Nobody really gave a shit if I ate or not. So it was like, huh. I'm usually like basically like influenced or like pressured into eating. And it's like now I actually don't have to eat, but it's like wait, of course, I need to eat something. It's like I was like, oh, what do I do? And so like I didn't really like have a good plan. The only thing I did that was good was every now and then I ate like at a random place I'd never eaten before. Because like it allowed me to. I think because of my upbringing, I just like didn't have like a very good sense of diversity of what I ate until I started like caring about my health. I just like didn't. I wasn't like raised to put different foods together.
Yeah.
So I just like picked simplicity. But there was like weird effects. Anyway, okay. How was your fish?
I haven't eaten it.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, I was just waiting for it to work.
oh, we put all our silverware in that no, where I'm pointing is like it's a jar. It's got there's forks and stuff. There should be a fork in there. I don't know though. Is it done? Is it done? Okay, but yeah. Anyway, whatever. I try to have
I
breakfast.
think it's done, yeah. It's weird. I've never like cooked. Oh. I don't usually make salad. It's not until, but I'm pretty sure it's
Smells done.
done.
Smells done.
Does?
I mean, like not like
You want to try some?
overdone. What time is it? Yeah, a little bit.
Oh yeah, it's done. Okay, do it.
Wow.
Well, I don't cook with salt.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, when it comes to fish, that's a big one. Fish without salt is like
yeah.
one of the things that's probably it's like salt makes it cook differently. The king salmon is my favorite. King salmon is
Oh,
really
I would eat king salmon every fucking day. Fucking $1 million.
yeah.
When it
So
first,
expensive.
When it first comes in the season, it's like $35 a pound. Like, really,
It's what?
like $35 a pound or something.
Yeah, that's what it is.
When it first comes in the season, and then like there's always a time when a brief time of like a few days where Whole Foods will make it half off. But at the same time, it's like it's still like $17. I mean, it's okay to have a little bit, I guess, but it's like damn. So it's do you ever have Coke?
yeah.
I like Coke. That was like
I haven't had it in a while.
that was very it's not like this. Like Saka's really rich. It's like tastes rich, but Coho's like very, very. It's like it's got enough flavor to be like something that you can imagine ordering. Not like entirely just like oh it's generic fish, but it's actually got like non-negligible amount of fat on it too. But it doesn't stand a lot, except for the fact that like when it cooks, I feel looks the nicest or something of all time. But it's really nice. Maybe real nice. For me, when I first came here,
You got another. You got another.
we bought like so much
No, sorry.
and like Alan bought a lot of fish too. Which is incredible. We grilled it all up. That was like the all was kind of like the whole was like I was like wow, it's like it wants to eat. Like the meat was just like yes, grill me. Oh yeah, Austin, you want to look these?
I did put smoke. I did put smoke factory in there. So I don't know if like I remember my cat used to throw up whenever she had her smoke. Yeah. I don't know. That's just a problem.
Wow, you look full. Well, do you want this? Fish oil. There we go. Oh shit, she loves it. God, I hate it when she does that. Oh my god.
Probably should love something.
Yeah, because it's using my hand is a sacrifice.
Yeah. Well, you gotta wash your hand out.
No, it's not about that. She gets, if she likes something, she gets really into it. And she'll just like, start like, kind of digging into it. Like she'll start to like lick and chew F2 and my hand. Well, I guess one good thing about is that like the skin becomes like much wearable. Maybe you can't find the skin.
Yeah.
The skin becomes delicious. Oh. That guy though, the whatever Nolan, the Viltrumite. I think the show did a good job making it pretty ambiguous what that person's deal was. Like it's actually still ambiguous what exactly the cause is of some of the things he's done. Like in a way you could just say he's a soldier and he's just doing some vague orders.
Yeah.
But
I don't. Man. Yeah, I don't. I see. I can't remember. I read the comic like 12 years ago or something. At this point, like, I can't remember how much he actually like went into in that. Like when he, because like, yeah, like, because I could see how like if I didn't know like a little bit more down the story, like I would see it being kind of confusing as to what he's actually doing based off of just what he said in the show. Like what his actual like plan is.
yeah, I mean,
And why he needs like a son.
yeah. Well, the needing a son.
Specifically a Viltrumite son.
Yeah, the needing. Oh,
Yeah, that's why he's just like, it's 17 years old, so make another if you don't go along with me.
yeah. Well, the needing a kid thing is like, it's kind of obvious, but like obviously we don't know why. But the thing is that specifically why. But it is sort of. I mean, it's just ambiguous. like is all it is. So you don't know like why. Like for instance, I don't. I'm kind of curious though. Like I don't know why, but I'm kind of curious about why. Like he did things like his stated MO for the reason why he's doing the things he's doing on Earth is like not. Does not seem like equivalent to what he stated his MO was, which is like the weekend the planet before taking it over. Like he said that, right? That's what he said. It's like they were trying to like they were taking over so many worlds, and it's like unfortunately they were spreading themselves thin, and it wasn't scaling. It was happening really slowly. It was becoming like almost like too much. Yeah. So they had to like take a different strategy.
Yeah,
so
it was just, like infiltrate.
Yeah, just infiltrate.
Or pretend to be like here, but then it's like.
But like yeah. So like obviously like. I mean, it's also ambiguous what it would look like if he succeeded. Like, what would it look like? Are people gonna just be like genetically altered and fighting each other in the vitriol? I cannot remember. Viltrum. It's like because if I see it written, I'll probably feel But like in the Viltrum way, like are they gonna be like genetically altered into like Viltrum things, and then like it's like the weakest ones die on this planet, and then like that's how they become like subsumed into the Empire, or are they because they're all gonna be killed? And this is what are you doing? Like why are you taking over Earth? It's a rock. Like there's no meaning. Like it doesn't matter. So like there has to be something that like they're gaining. It's like well they gain forces, I suppose, from life forms. I mean all the Viltrumites look like a bunch of they look like a bunch of humans to me. They look like a bunch of humans. They don't look like the alien races. They're like Star Trek humans, which is like they're like alien heads and like human bodies. Yeah. So like they. Oh my God, there's Jack here. So I don't know. I don't really know what that's like. Maybe they don't even know why they're doing what they're doing anymore. Maybe that's where the story's going. They're following orders that nobody even cares about anymore. I don't know. Something. So they're.
Well, to be honest, there's still a lot of mysteries for me too because I like a lot more of the comic. I think the comic actually finished, and a lot more of it. I probably got. I mean, I got up to date with it like back in the day, like 12 years ago. I read up to what was current then, and it ended up being like half. I think it looks like maybe half of what the full thing ended up being. So I think it went on for like a bit longer than it probably did like 5 years ago or something like that. Or like I don't know how long ago. Probably sometime. Maybe like 5 years ago or something. And so there's still some mysteries for me as well. So.
Is it just me, or is it like not that hot right now? Is this like false hope? Am I experiencing false hope? It's like not as hot as I thought it would be. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll sharply.
Don't jinx it.
Yeah, maybe it'll sharply increase. Well, it might be a little cloudy. It might be a little cloudy. Who not believes in jinxing?
Yeah.
I think that like people get messed up by patterns.
Yeah.
Like patterns fuck with people's brains really hard.
Yeah. Well, I was watching a video about like a pretty crazy like plane incident where this guy it's like one of the craziest like things like this guy this guy he's like a captain so this guy he's a pilot from El Salvador and he has one eye and he did like I think like one of the only like just emergency landings of a commercial plane like in a field like in the history of like flight.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and he landed this plane without any engines. Like it got hit by a bolt of lightning, basically.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and it lost like.
I think I heard about this actually.
Yeah, it lost all its power. It was basically just like a glider, and he just like, and he had to do like a slip maneuver type thing in order to like land it in this like field in New Orleans.
planes?
Yeah, yeah,
Whoa.
like in the fucking swamp too. So like it's a fucking miracle that yeah, there was like an open clearing, and yeah, like saved everyone on board. He had one fucking eye, like, cause like 10 years ago or something before this, there was like some kind of like guerrilla warfare happening like in El Salvador, and he was just like a small time commercial pilot, and like I guess like this like group of forces like attacked like the airport like he was working at, and he just escaped with the passengers he had, just like got them on board and just left. I guess he was like departing. He was explaining like as these guys like attack, and as they're like trying to leave, like a bullet just like goes through. Well, actually, this was before he got on the plane, so it didn't like go through the plane, but it just like went straight through his fucking head.
Oh, wow.
Well, no, it went like that.
Yeah, I was gonna
and
say
it through his eye.
I was gonna say it sounds like shrapnel because if it was a bullet, it would have had to have been like a weird angle.
Yeah. No, I believe it was a bullet. Like it went.
Yeah.
It went like up here, like by his jaw or something, maybe like around here or something.
Yeah.
And then went, or no, maybe like by his cheek. But it went it went through his eye, and like it was so bad, and like he actually flew the fucking plane with just like blood coming out. But I mean, like they had to do it because like the fucking airport was like under attack.
Yeah.
And he said when he landed, it didn't like set in how bad he was hurt when like other people at the airport he landed at like went up to him and were just like gasped.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, and so it's pretty crazy. Wait,
Jinx.
Oh, jinxing, because he said in this interview he said that on the flight to New Orleans where he made the emergency landing, he said that like literally right before like the thunderstorm happened, they were like and like his co-pilot was like, oh, this is gonna be a routine flight, like, and he's like, never say it's a routine flight.
Oh. This is a weird old person thing to say. Never say it'll be a routine flight. One time.
Yeah.
One time someone said that, and then it fell apart. This will be a routine flight. I always actually like. I'm not. I don't know. I kind of accept when I'm not playing that. It's not like in my hands really.
Yeah, that's like.
But like lightning is one of those things that always like. It's like just I don't think about it, but whenever I do think about planes, if I happen to think of lightning, I'm like, how the fuck are all these planes in the sky? Like,
I know,
how are all these planes in the sky?
Yeah, that was one of the things like I forgot. Like when I was like on the 19, it was like I forgot how like kind of like rickety it is like going up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you see like the wings. Like,
Yeah, there was like one of the legs of the flight. There was like one of the legs of the flight. There was a shitload of turbulence. Turbulence is definitely a perfect example of those situations where it's like everyone's fine with the idea. Everyone's fine when they're experiencing it to a point.
Yeah.
There's everyone's.
But
then there's a point where it's like, why is this more than like it like should be? Like, why is this like so turbulent that like it's starting to feel like something's wrong? And like there's nothing that like there's actually nothing that can help you except for turbulence going away, for instance, in this case. Like there's nothing that would resolve that feeling except, oh well, the turbulence is gone. But it's like it's just one of those weird things. There's so many things people do that's like it's based off just like it really does remind me of like a machine learned AI or something where it's like there's just enough input to the point where like something crosses a decision line. At least what you can interpret as a decision line or something. And so now someone is like, considering options. It's like 1 second they're just like here in the chair and it's just like, oh god damn it, I hate this shit. Because it's typical. And then like another second it's like they're thinking about like their kids and they're thinking about like their life and they're trying to like wonder about like what can be done if this is like not routine. Like all it takes is like a little bit for there to be like a lot of extracurricular like consideration.
Yeah, it's a strange thing how it could go from like, cause a flight, it's weird how like, yeah, like a flight can get kind of boring after a bit, like once you get used to like the cool.
Yeah, and I guess that's the
novelty
thing.
of it.
When you're a passenger, you don't have as much data you're working with.
Yeah.
You have like almost no data, so you're just like,
You're just like waiting.
yeah, you're just stuck. You're like stuck with
Yeah.
whatever happens. It's kind of similar to being.
Yeah, you're almost like a baby or something, like a stroller.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
not operating this thing.
Yeah, you're there to be like
Hopefully your mom.
taken care of, and there's not much you can do about it at all.
Yeah. You just don't want the pilot to say, like, God help us all. Have you ever seen that Louis C.K. clip? I knew this was like from one of the early seasons where it's like literally the worst air. It's like such a bad air flight that it's like just hilarious how bad this like flight is. Like just everything goes wrong.
Yeah. Man, have you ever had pity systems?
No.
So pity systems, systems. Well, pity mechanics are in games that have like gotcha aspects. It's like, okay, let's say you roll wrong.
Yeah.
Like, because theoretically you could roll wrong for all time. So like, it's not gonna happen probably. But let's say you roll wrong, a lot.
So it's like
It's like
not making you quit the game.
yes. It's like
Fucking genius.
it's
I
like
hate these games. Fucking hate these games.
it's like wait a second, okay.
These are evil psychologists.
This guy just failed like so many times. Like it's like okay, this person is devoted, but like the thing is, I actually think that pity mechanics perhaps don't work. I actually think they might not work, and like okay, so you know how I mentioned that episode 2, like when you upgrade weapons, it's like part of it is like gotcha based.
Yeah.
So there's no pity system. So too, there is no pity system. So because of that fact, well, you can get unlucky, and it's pretty rough. Because like sometimes you have really low percent chances. Like, for instance, you know how I said like you have to combine pieces to make a piece, and like if you're trying to make a really good piece, you have to combine those pieces to make like the really good piece, and it's like.
I'm glad this has no effect on us.
From the first step when you're trying to make like for instance, I'll just call them catalysts because like it's like a lot of what they're called. Like the first initial round of pieces, the catalyst. There's it's like a 10% chance, right? But here's the thing, it's like okay. So you can get things in the game that increase your chances by like 40%, which is obviously like amazing. But not everything's affected by it. But almost everything is, but not everything's affected by it. So there's a couple nodes where you have to roll. It's like you're not gonna get a 50-50 shot. You can't. You're stuck with this attempt. So the thing is that like there's this one that's like 10%, and like that game was fun. It was really active, and I don't know. There was like a really fun community of like everybody in that game before it just deflated, and like they have these weeks. They did I think 3 times. There's support. Okay, so it supports scratches because in this game like you pay money to scratch tickets like lottery tickets to randomly get like an item from a list of items. So usually it's fashion, and it's like related to some crossover with some other thing or whatever. They just made up a bunch of items. They actually have like these weird like crossovers with like 3D artists that are popular for making like things that like I don't know what people are wearing like in a Tekken for instance. Like we'll bring them over to design some outfits. Anyways, like a lot of like fun things that I could come up with, but every now and then there's a support scratch, which there's no fashion on this ticket. Okay, so everything on this ticket is for helping your odds or giving you better materials to work with to add to like make your gear stronger. So I took about this very seriously. So the thing is that like you end up you're cognizant of the fact that it'll happen, but you don't know exactly when. You just know that the support scratch is coming. So in a way, in the back of your head, up until that point, that week, you're thinking like of collect. You're thinking I'm going to collect a lot of shit. Because two reasons. One, I'm either going to sell it during support week when everyone is going crazy trying to make things better. Because in support week, there's an extra 10% chance of success. That extra 10% chance is a huge deal. Because there are a lot of things that end up at like 90% and 85% also. So it's like that extra 10% can make an item just like 100% success. That would normally be like 90%. And like, I'm talking things like the end of the road I mentioned, like equates to like 90% a lot of times. So it's like, spend a lot of resources to like make that gamble. That 90% chance of success is like really, like everyone's failing. You know, it's a terrible feeling. And so the thing is, like, Gear doesn't switch out too quickly because of the way Sega designed the fucking event cycle, which is actually ended up being fun, but I feel like it's just, they fucked up. Because, like, I don't think it's good for their money, but it was kind of fun. Like, the gear that was the best gear in the game was the best gear in the game for, like, a long time. Which meant that the only way you can make it better was through the touch system. And so, you know, that's what everyone was working with. So when support scratch happened, when like I remember logging in like because it's always after server maintenance, takes a few hours. I remember like waking up early and getting up at like 8 a.m. and the lobby is like packed. It's like packed. I'm like, oh my god. I can like smell money everywhere, and I check my sales. I'm like, I'm like rich as fuck, and it's like I have all these like saved items, and so I'm like, I go to like there's like the lobby split in a few different places, and I go to the part that's like a shopping center where there's this desk with doo-doo. All right, so there's the two people responsible for upgrading your gear, and they switch in and out throughout the day. They have shifts, they're NPCs, but like one of them's doo-doo, one of them's Monica. Doo-doo's an old man who talks like his entire way of talking is like, it's like, how's life treating you today? It's like his whole way of talking is just like inside, like he's an old man, he's been doing his whole life or something, and he's just used to seeing everyone's dreams just like crush. And then there's Monica, who's like the intern, and she doesn't know what she's doing at all, and like she's like, hi, she's like really anxious and nervous. And so like you either are stuck with a guy who like almost like maybe he enjoys breaking your shit, and the person who doesn't know what they're doing. Those are like the two options that the game creators made because they're cool to reflect your pain. And I went in there, and that desk was so full of people that it was like literally, it was like the entire shopping plaza was just like this giant crowd around the desk of like poor Monica. And it was like, oh god. And I don't know why I'm bringing that up. Are you tired, by the way? Are you tired?
Tired?
Yeah. Like sleep deprived a little bit? I'm sleep deprived. I think I need to take a day, maybe after this heat wave, to just like or like a night to just sleep.
Yeah, I mean the heat wave definitely makes sleeping probably a little harder.
Yeah,
I honestly haven't had any trouble falling asleep. Like I actually fell asleep.
Well, I don't have trouble falling asleep. I mean, like, I'm tired, like, from sleep. I can feel it. I know what it's like to be tired from sleep. It's like you feel it in your face, and it's just like,
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Well, like, I don't know. While I'm here, I don't know, like when I wake up, like when I'm at home, sometimes I have this, I sleep in a lot, and it's hard. It's like really hard to resist that.
yeah.
But I guess while I'm here, because I'm like so excited, because it's like a new place and everything, it's like, I had no drive to sleep then. Like when I woke up, I was like, okay, how many hours did I get? Like I looked at the time. And I got like 5 or 6 hours.
Yeah, I noticed that. I woke up when you started.
And normally I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna sleep for another hour or 2 or 5.
Yeah.
And then like, but no, I'm like, fuck, I'm up. Like,
Yeah.
like I'm not going back to sleep. Like I want to do shit.
Yeah. That's how. Yeah, I kind of figured that because I noticed you got up. I woke up. I noticed you were like moving around. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, that was like literally the moment I woke up.
I was like, damn. I went back to sleep. Because I'm like, not today. That's why I thought I can't do it. Um, yeah, because when I get sleep deprived, if I'm talking, I notice that like I lose track of what I'm saying. When I don't get sleep, it's just like it's like I'm actually gonna eat something.
Also, I was gonna throw the rest of that out, so if you want any of those little pieces,
Yeah,
go for it. Yeah, I guess because if it's gonna be hot today, yeah, I just wanted to do some for.
I might have to. I probably need to do a lot. If it gets too hot,
Yeah. Yeah, I'll probably do that too.
Uncle always got much of a good one, just like,
Yeah, I think I have, yeah, I have like a little bit of freelance work to do. I'm actually gonna be finishing this animation stuff today, I believe. So that means that I'll have to wait until my client gets back to me and then place it or if she wants any changes, and then so depending on how long that takes, then that means I'm free. Like, meaning if she doesn't get back to me until tomorrow or something, or the next day. Well, honestly, it doesn't really matter anyway, because what's cool is with this particular client, she literally doesn't give a shit, like, when I finish anything, like I could literally, it could take me like 3 weeks or something to do an animation. She's like never once, like, asked me if it was done yet or something. She's like, pretty nice. Yeah, I don't know what's the deal. I'm actually like,
what are they doing?
the longer I work with this person, the more I'm like, how the hell do you get your money? Like, because she fucking throws money at me. And like, doesn't question any of it. She doesn't even like, I use this website called Top Tracker, which like tracks your time and also it like takes screenshots of your work. And I do that just voluntarily, just to like give my clients a level of like trust. I don't even know if other Pixars do that. Like, but I just decided to do it. I was like, well, I gotta keep track of my hours somehow. I guess, and I sent her a link on the project, and she never accepted it. So she literally doesn't care. Like, and I just tell her my hours. And she just throws money like within the day every time.
I mean, that's what it used to be at the when I was doing freelance construction.
Yeah.
It's like, I took that many hours. Alright.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, I wasn't dishonest ever, but it's at the same time, it's like, well,
Yeah, it's like I could be.
it definitely could be.
Yeah,
like I 100% could be dishonest.
Yeah, but yeah, but it's nice though, cause like, yeah, my other client is like kind of the opposite a little bit. He's like way too involved in everything I do. Yeah, which it's not like that bad where it's like, yeah, but it's definitely like an extra barrier to like just like working. But yeah, but for my game though, I think there's so much stuff I can work on. But I think I'm actually gonna, now that I have like the matchmaking thing set up with LateFab, like at least like on the client side, I think the client can like basically interact with the matchmaking system and make it take it and get matched. And then like I think I might do like the So basically, I realized like so I was trying to think like, okay, what do I actually need this thing to do? And I pretty much, since I'm gonna try doing the lockstep method first.
Mhm.
Basically, all the system really needs, all this like server program. This is the server program that's like running basically for a match. You know, this is like what a player connects to like for a match. And like basically what this needs to do is it needs to just take like every server tick, every tick of the server, every tick of the server. I guess it needs to just like listen for commands from all the players. So like up to maybe like 8 or something. And so it's just like it just gets a command. Well, I guess it gets like a packet, and then it converts the packet into like a command object, and then it takes the command and then converts it back into a packet, and then just sends it to everyone, and then it ends the tick. So it's like pretty straightforward.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's pretty very good. You like the line. I almost overeat. See, you still
But you eat so much, really?
holy shit. You're a lot of food. I struggle to think of like how to think of like that sometimes.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm waking up to this shit. The brie is good. I mean, it's not even like that good because it's like a lot. It's like waking me up. I don't know why. Holy shit. It's like,
I've never seen anyone enjoy a brie rind that much.
I've never enjoyed a brie rind. Like, I don't mind eating it.
The longest time I think they were edible.
I don't mind eating it if I'm like really hungry. I'm just eating it. I just ate it because it's in there. I never promised it is that I eat like so but literally it's not cutting, so it's not like hardly any cheese.
Yeah.
But it's like a pop of fucking interesting. It's like it's filling my lack of sleep with some kind of
Well, now you see what breakfast does for me.
that would go for you.
Yeah. So, okay, here's the thing. I can be tired or I can be hungry. I cannot be tired and that's
Huh.
that's the rule of life.
Interesting. I don't know if I'm ever tired of it.
I literally
I mean, I'm tired.
I'll kill everyone around me.
Yeah.
It's not really for me, it's more like for you.
I
Just kidding.
think I'm
It's more like for the planet, really.
Oh my god. I wish I had more of this shit. I'm gonna buy one. I'll find it.
Yeah.
You don't like it. I just offered it to you. Shut up. Bro. You don't want this. That's yes. You're dumb. You're a dumb idiot. You still want food? See. Oh my god. Right. Okay, so I agree. I don't know. I don't get like hungry much, but like
Oh no, this is awkward. Just sent me a happy belated birthday, but my birthday hasn't come up yet.
oh,
I don't know why I find that so funny. I think it's the first time that's ever happened in my life, actually.
happy belated.
Yeah.
He literally said you happy belated birthday.
What?
He literally said you was
Yeah, wait, this is the...
Is that?
Oh, he didn't go with David Forrest.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he says, "Hey brother, that's invited me to go to Colorado, but I already have plans to go here. And so I was like, so I told him come here. It's like, hey brother, that's awesome. I almost went with David once.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
I actually was looking forward to a little drama or some sort of like some sort of like spark. I was looking forward to something.
Yeah.
Oh well. Actually, I am a little disappointed in that. That's it.
I'll tell him that. Well, not I don't mean the drama part, but yeah. I feel like something funny. We were looking forward to some drama.
You know, I mean, I don't really care if you tell them that, honestly.
Yeah.
Not like serious drama. There's no serious drama to be had, but like just like a little something.
Yeah.
Oh well, at least it's forced to do it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, if David lived here, I would just. I don't know. Alright. I feel like David is the sort of person that might live here for some reason. I don't know why that is. Like, there's a lot of people that. I feel like David would be like, oh, look back up.
Yeah. I think David would like it. Like David.
I don't know if it would actually help. Although I remember I did specifically tell him, like, the first year of me telling him that this is like substantially better experience and it's like not much more expensive except for like rent you get paid for. It's like I was like, if you're working relative to the like here, you'll be fine. And it's like a way better experience, so you should at least like do a consideration. But over time, I don't know if that actually happens. Because he's like looking for something, and this is, this is just like a area. It's just that there's like different people here. I don't think the difference in people is gonna happen. Oh my god, I'm like awake. Brie cheese rider. It's amazing.
Maybe he really just made that breakfast.
Kevin usually makes you feel way better than like cheese. I think I will say to Watson, she's so loyal. Anyway, she's definitely like a team. I mean, like, for a cat, I mean, she's just like a deep player. No cat is not. At all. No cat, like, had to go, like, group mentality. These headlines are so ridiculous. They're not even real, but sometimes they're kind of funny. Russia's space program just threw a NASA astronaut under the bus.
Yeah, that's like, yeah.
It's almost.
The media is like that kid. Is like that kid in high school that like sees two kids who like maybe have like are slightly it like have an issue with each other or something like that, or are just like not that friendly and is like trying to like get them to like fight each other. So that way they can stop tickets. It's like fight.
No, yeah.
Like
They're the
well,
ones.
like
The
even worse,
gossipers.
Like, they go up to them and are like, hey, did you know that
Mhm.
you know, like Kyle said your mom is dumb or something, and then like goes to the other one, hey, you know, Charlie, I said you're I don't know, I said Charlie, said you're I said your dad's drunk or something. I don't know. Like,
Hi.
yeah, come on, fight. That's like literally.
Whoa. Hold on. I kind of want to go outside, but I'm scared. I'm just gonna stay inside for now.
Yeah, I don't. Actually, it was pretty nice out earlier, but it started to get hot as I was getting back.
Yeah, one of the nice things about Seattle in general, even during the summers, that the mornings are like actually like misty,
Yeah.
which is just kind of, I don't know, I like it. It's a nice feeling. It's like cool but not cold. Yeah, I don't know. If I was Jeff, though, I'd not come either, because if I heard there was a heat wave, I'd be like,
Oh yeah, that's right.
it's like,
Yeah.
I live in Denver. Like, I don't think a heat wave sounds very good.
Yeah. I remember living at Civil and we lost like power or something like that. It, like fell apart.
I know, yeah, he's like Sean that way.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting. Yeah, that's what interesting. Like he's like, yeah, that's like his like secret weakness or something. Like he.
Let me update this. Oh, it's already updated. That's perfect.
Oh my god, so crazy. This cat is like so psychotic. I gave her so lot of food. Like, it was so much food. And now she's just like, more.
Sounds. Ooh. Wow, this feedback is weird. Why didn't I? Oh, what the fuck? This feedback? Why didn't I get a chance to fill this out? Okay, I apparently have feedback. Okay. That's cool, I guess. What the hell is SSB? Really? Watson, you ate so much food. What the hell? already know how you do things. If I don't feed you, you're gonna bother me. Yes. What the fuck? My stream's been live? What? Banana fish. Stream's been live for like